Let's laugh about it.
Right.
Okay. So we've got headlines. We got headlines and what else?
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
Pop that thing.
That's right. Pop that thing, Andy.
Pop, pop, pop. Pop it, pop, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, baby. I need this Beyonce concert to come on here, but not today though, because I'm broke. All right. Y'all hoes ready?
Us hoes is ready.
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to you hoes.
We tried.
Right in the throat.
I think we tried.
Both
Did I
of you.
try? I might have tried. I don't know.
Welcome the fuck to multiple games. I'm your host Toni.
I'm Angie.
And I'm Andy.
Let me tell you something, people.
I forgot who I was.
Let me tell you something, people. I'll be out here trying to muster up this energy, right? Because we're in my safe space, right? We come up in here in my little safe space. It smells good up in this bitch. And I got plants and green things growing here. I mean, I do have a little bit of a gnat problem because of all the plants and shit. But
just put all your business out there.
all right.
All of it.
But other than that, I am happy up in here. And so I have to muster energy to like be all like, oh, hey. To be on for you motherfuckers. And these hoes be making fun of my process.
It's a funny process. I mean, it kind of is.
And that's why I stopped looking at you.
I need y'all to envision a really lovely person, looking away from the crowd, taking a deep breath, and then whipping their head so fast you can see their hair flashing.
Whipping their head and hollering. Hello!
That is what I be doing.
It is humorous to us. It amuses us.
Because I'm trying to get it together. I got to get in the mind space. But regardless, we are back. Another week of us out here experiencing Gen X life. And let's get into it. So, Angela.
Yeah.
How was your week?
My week was interesting. I had a trip to Louisiana. That's where my family's from. And I have a relative that's dealing with dementia, and we had
Ooh, that's always fun.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. It's a cruel disease, but fortunately she's not quite at that, that point.
All the way gone yet.
Right. She's gone just enough for it to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
at times.
It's not quite the shit.
Yeah, not quite the. She doesn't remember me. Does she remember you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's just the things that she does forget, or it's like, hey, did I take my meds today? And we'll be talking about something, and she'll like, and who is that? Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, it's just starting, and so during the week we managed to lose her once.
I would see. Okay, because I went two ways with that.
Right.
The first one was she died, right?
No, she didn't die. We literally weren't paying attention, and she was gone, and we didn't know where the fuck she was.
If she died once,
right?
Like,
you're right.
Wait.
I'd be like, well,
how
we lost her once. Oh,
right.
okay. Because you lost. Okay, all right. She went somewhere.
She went somewhere. She wasn't supposed to be going nowhere.
Over the Rainbow Bridge, but she went somewhere.
Right.
The Rainbow Bridge is where the animals go, right?
Look, there's a couple people that I figure can go over the Rainbow Bridge as well.
Okay, right? Auntie, you are also going across the rainbow.
And really, truly, if I had a choice, I would go over the Rainbow Bridge because I want to be with my puppy again. I miss him.
I get that. Yeah.
I want to go be with all the golden retrievers and the turtles.
Right.
Not the snakes. No, fuck those snakes. Those snakes can go to hell. But I want to be with, everybody's pet horses.
Just don't make me be with any more humans.
Yeah,
I think that would be great.
So maybe that's where Auntie was going. She was going across the Rainbow Bridge. She's like, I need to go find my old pets.
This is what I'm saying.
She was just talking with a neighbor and with someone that we were looking to come be her caretaker for a little bit. But My mom called it old people trying to take care of old people. It don't work.
Right, because both of them are about to be fucked up.
Because she left her out, and unfortunately, it's a really small town. So she left her out on the street talking to this lady. And so my mom just came in and started doing whatever because she's thinking, well, she's not going to go anywhere, And the next thing we know.
that is what old people love to do. They love to fool your ass. They love to sit there and be like, I'm just going to be here talking to my friend and yappity yap. And they watch you as you walk back into the store and they go, come on, bitch, let's go. Right. And they get into a silver Chevrolet.
No, bro.
And a silver brick.
Right. We hid the keys.
Right.
We
and then at about 2:00 in the morning, I get a fucking silver alert saying that y'all can't find Auntie. Oh, I said her name. My bad.
That's all right. You're going to bleep that out. So we found her. She was just a little down the street talking to a neighbor, but we had no idea because it was like, who was she talking to? I don't know. A black lady. Was there any distinguishing? No, she just looked like a black lady. Just looked like a black lady.
We don't all look alike, but we do all look alike.
Right.
Okay.
Like, do we know her name? Do we know her last name? Nope. We just know they were over there.
So in the general vicinity of Northeast,
right? She was 20 feet that way, and so we just put our shoes on and started walking. Fortunately, we found her. She was right there in the neighbor's yard, and I was like, "We will not tell her son that we lost his mama."
Wait, who's her? I didn't know you. I didn't know she had a son.
Yeah. She, I have a cousin in Austin.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, don't tell that nigga.
No,
because he'll be like, I sent you down there for one thing.
Right. I trusted you for one thing.
Y'all lose my mama.
And so we get over that, and then the very next day, my brother has to take my mom to a doctor's appointment because she's got to get her medical marijuana.
Good for her.
Love that.
I'm so proud of her.
Oh yeah,
I really feel like that wasn't part of her life.
It really wasn't. She didn't know much about it or whatever. But let me tell you something. You try to mess with her brownies and her edibles now. I think she just might fight you. You might get your ass whooped by a 71-year-old.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that for her. Good.
Yeah.
Tell her if she needs anything, let me know.
I have already.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Keep moving.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out how to keep it going.
So the very next day, my brother had taken my mom to a doctor's appointment in another town about 30 minutes away. And so I'm sitting there. It's the country. There's a fire pit. I'm burning, old documents and bills and all of that.
My mom does that too because my mom has a practice, and so basically she will take all of her old files and stuff like that,
right? And
she takes them out to our homestead and builds a bonfire and burns them. Yep.
So I'm doing that for about 2 hours, and then my aunt comes out and she's like, I need to get a knife and cut down all these weeds around the shed.
A knife, bitch?
A knife. And I'm thinking, okay, I know what she means. She means machete. And she says, well, not a knife. The big thing. And it's like, I know what you're talking about.
Of course you know what it is.
You need a sword.
Right. And so I'm like, I'm not worried about it because, the caretaker's in there. She's not going to let her come out here with a machete.
Yeah, you would be wrong to think that.
Yes, I was. I looked up and I was like, this bitch got a machete.
You say, don't you know you need that for tires? Not weeds.
I texted my mom immediately. It's like, your sister has a machete. It's like, but I'm watching her. So I'm like, okay, she's done this a million times. So I'm watching her while I'm throwing stuff in the fire, just laser focused on her. So she's going at these weeds. And I was like, okay. Now, next thing I know, I hear the word, ouch. And so she had accidentally hit her leg with the machete. And I was like, all right. So I went over there. I took the machete.
Right. Enough of that.
And I was like, do you understand that your son will have me murdered if I told him that one day I lost you?
I sat there and watched her cut her leg off.
Exactly. I lost you one day, and the very next day I watched you come down the stairs and with a machete and flay yourself with a fucking machete. I was like, give me this shit.
Not flay. Flail auntie.
So it was an interesting week. So that's what I did this week.
Oh my goodness.
So I did a lot of drinking that night. That's how I wound down every night. I was like, I've got to drink this day away.
You deserved it. You deserved to have that drink
we're
every single
carrying
day.
it on with you today. We're like, okay, all of us get to drink.
Yes, we drinking today.
Yeah, we're drinking today.
We're trying something new.
Well, I mean,
as far as y'all know, that's what I'm saying.
as far as y'all know. Because at the not the mansion,
At the cabin.
at the cabin,
Right.
We was. I mean, we weren't fucked up,
Right.
But we was really throwing them back. that day.
Imbibing.
So what
Yes.
are we drinking?
This is micheladas with picklebur.
What pickle barrel? We back on our pickle bullshit.
We're back on our picklebur bullshit. Picklebur bullshit.
So yeah, and
Cool, Andy. How was your week?
It was uneventful, and I'm glad.
I'm glad too. You've had enough events to last 3 years.
I know. It was, there's the regular dementia shit with my mother, but so I found myself.
It is so interesting how dementia in and of itself is a spectrum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I had to deal with this week, which is become the norm, so it's not a big deal to me anymore, is the spiraling that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I've just learned, I'm learning. I'll say I haven't learned it. I haven't mastered it, of playing the gray rock method where you just give short answers. You're very uninteresting. And then I tried to
Why do you have to be uninteresting?
so they won't continue to engage.
Oh,
Okay.
And then you can redirect.
No,
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
So that's part of the gray rock method.
Right.
And so that's what I've been doing with her. So I've had to do
Because
that
if they
several times.
engage, then it's eventually going to lead to like a episode of sort where
Yes.
they will give you the business, and then you have your feelings all hurt and shit.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Exactly. So so that's my thing. So I had time on my hands this week to kind of go through like nostalgia, because I was thinking about how long I've been married to my husband. And I was thinking about, because we're planning, it's a couple years out, but we're planning our 20th anniversary trip, and I think we're going to do Hawaii.
We're coming with you, bitch.
Okay.
Right. That's our new thing. Wherever you and your husband go,
We're coming
we get
with
tickets
y'all.
and come with you.
Your husband's gonna be so sick of us. He's like, I'm only married to one bitch, and I'll be like, you thought,
Right.
you thought.
Somebody should have told you. Sorry.
He would be fine with it. Absolutely. So, but it had me thinking about when he first came to Texas, because we met, online. He came after about a year of talking online. He told me he bought tickets and he came to see me. He came to see me on October 30th of 1 year.
I'm like, look at her with the whole dates and shit.
I
You are
know.
such
That's
a girl.
that's my wedding day.
okay.
Because we remember that.
Also, she does not have ADHD.
What you about to do?
Like two people at this
Is
table.
leave me the entire fuck alone.
But he came on October 30th, the weekend, and then a month later he moved in with me, and he's been with me ever since. Because he graduated college and came straight here.
Oh,
Aw.
graduated college.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
Since
y'all
he's
were
younger he's younger than me. So
Oh, is he?
He's 6 years younger.
6 years.
Only 6 years. It's still.
Yeah.
Oh, look at.
I mean, I
look
still
at
consider you a baby.
I am.
Look
a
at
baby.
me with my whole 20-year younger. I'm good with that though.
Okay.
I'll take it. Go ahead, 6 years.
So one of the memories that I have is going, and it makes me laugh, but one of the memories I have is when I used to be a club person, because one of our friends really liked to go to the club.
All right.
Is it the one that y'all have the problem with? Okay.
And a little backstory is that she was encouraging me to continue to go to clubs even though I was in a serious relationship. And so it was kind of weird to go to this club with her, and
Because you were just basically going as her wingman at that juncture.
yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
But she was pushing me. When she'd
Right.
see a guy, she'd be like, "You should go talk to him." But she knew I was serious about this
Be
guy.
like, why would I talk to somebody when I'm in a relationship?
Right.
See, that's logic. She didn't.
She
really
didn't have
work
that.
with that way.
So we went to this club,
And
and
hence the reason y'all bitches got problems with her.
exactly. So he came to visit. So we all went to this club. And it was Spanky's in Dallas off of Greenville.
I remember
I feel like I've
Spanky's.
been there.
It's
It was a black club, wasn't
a
it?
black club,
Okay.
predominantly plus size women.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So men that preferred that would often go there and find these
Okay.
women. Okay.
And why the hell did she want to go?
I don't
Right,
know.
because that's right. She's not a
She's
big woman.
she's a skinny mini.
Right.
She's thin. So, well, at least she was. I don't know what she is now.
She likes the attention no matter where.
Yeah.
Well,
Wherever she can
then
get it.
there's
she
that.
gonna-
Yeah. So we went to this club, Yes, it's a black club.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember. It's like I feel like I remember having gone to this club like once. And when you said Greenville, I was like, oh, I know that spot.
Yep.
And I think I've only gone just the one time because niggas, I don't deal with them.
So
I don't fuck with them.
Okay.
So this was a place we frequented because she always wanted to go here, and I think it's because she thought she didn't have competition. But that's another story.
That's exactly.
So when
That's a little foul.
So I'm walking through, and the thing about my husband is he's Italian, but I mean, he looks white, and he wears glasses. And we were walking through the club. We weren't holding hands or anything, and these two plus size women come up to me and was like, "Ooh, Harry Potter, get over here! Come dance with me, Harry Potter."
That is
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
Now see, and that is why I do fuck with niggas. Okay, that reason right there. Okay,
But he handled it all in stride. He wasn't intimidated by the people dancing and stuff. He did his own thing. But after, I mean, he was just like, "Oh, I'm with my girlfriend." He was very cool about it all. But I was just like, that was one of the reasons why I was like, "Oh, this guy is awesome." Because he wasn't.
He is really one of the most laid back, take it as they come kind of. You really lucked out with that one because it's just like I think he's the sweetest thing on the planet,
and it's like super smart, and it's like
right and smart.
My
and
husband
patient.
respects the hell out of him, and there's not a lot of people that he respects like that.
And patient. Crazy patient.
Very
your husband
patient.
is.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Like I be out here like, can we get your husband some friends? Like I want your husband to hang out with like cool people. Like you hang out with cool people.
I do.
You hang out. I call paper away while your husband hang out. I call paper.
I don't feel like I'm smart enough to hang out with. I was like, I got to get my knowledge
You're
up.
making me have to beep that out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your husband.
Your husband. I'm usually pretty good at that, but I'm usually not drinking either. So
Oh, well,
That's all
then
right.
there's that.
yeah.
No, so that was one of the memories that I had was just remembering why I fell in love with him in the first place. Because, when things are difficult and when things are good, you either way, sometimes you forget what brought two people together in the first place.
Right.
So that was one of the memories that came to me, and I was just like, "Aw," and I kind of felt myself crushing on him all over again. But I just thought that was hilarious.
Now, will he get mad if I call him Harry Potter next time I
think
see
he'd
him?
laugh it off.
Okay, I hope he does.
I was going to ask the same thing because it's the only thing in my head right now that I need to do this. I need to call him Harry Potter.
And when we met someone that came through Texas, and she was someone I also knew from online. So we met at a restaurant. She said he looked like a gay Luke Skywalker.
What? I'm trying to picture that.
And I don't know what that means.
Okay, so he is giving a little bit of Mark Hamill. Okay, he does.
I can kind of see that a
he
little
does
bit.
give a little bit of Mark Hamill, but how is Mark Hamill gay?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
But
like,
I don't see that at all.
You want me to beat that bitch's ass?
nah, it's been 20 years. So I'm like,
You want me to kick your ass?
I kick your ass.
I kick your ass.
No, so it's weird how people perceive him, but I was just like, yeah, okay, Harry Potter, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Gay Luke Skywalker, I don't get
I don't
that.
like that one.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
No, other than maybe he doesn't act as quote masculine as some
Toxically
people.
masculine.
Let's make that very clear because yes, masculine for sure,
Right.
not toxic at all.
Exactly.
Right. And it is what it is. It's been 20 years. So I'm just like, it was such a weird thing to say. So the juxtaposition of someone saying, "Hey, Harry Potter."
Right. I mean, I can tell you that he is what women want men to be because he loves and takes care of his family. And he's just a great person. Just in general.
Okay, so I'm going to ask something, and it's personal. You definitely do not have to answer this question in any way, shape, or form. But it's like he seems so laid back that I don't see, like, I don't see you guys arguing. Do y'all argue?
Not really anymore. I used to have a lot of insecurities.
Oh, okay.
And so I would sabotage our relationship a lot. And I would be like the kind that would start stuff because I needed to know you cared about me because that's my toxic relationship.
understand.
But no, we are really open with each other. So if we snap, and it's usually me, it's because I'm overwhelmed or anxious, so I snap at him. But generally, because it's him, I will say, I shouldn't have done that, I'm sorry. Or if I can't bring myself to say that, I'll just say, I was going through this.
To eat.
I was right. Or I was going through this.
Right.
Or, whatever. But we haven't had a big fight in a really long time. Like
I could
years.
totally see that. Absolutely.
We are so open with each other, and we talk things through. And I think everything we're going through, whether it was the cancer or the adoptions or my mother's dementia, we are so open. We have to be to be better partners.
I remember I dated somebody once, and I snapped at him. You know who I'm talking about. That nigga loved me. Okay, let me tell you, he still does.
Okay,
like, very much so. Anyway, that's another story. So, you see how I pulled myself back from digression.
Did. But you were right, because I was like, I want that kind of love.
right. Leave the house and go murk a nigga for you. Right. What kind of love?
Without thinking about it.
Right. Be like, get the fuck away from the door. That's another story. But I snapped at him once, and I think I yelled. I don't even remember what the conversation was about. But he was like, I would never yell at you. And from here on out, you don't ever yell at me either.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it made sense.
Right.
Because he was like, I would never do that to you. So I would ask that you not do that to me either.
I love that, though.
But you know what? That was a turning point for me, because never again did I ever yell at anybody in a relationship.
Right.
Ever. I was just, as mad as I want to be, I just won't do it. And for the most part, it's because of that. You're not yelling at me, so I'm not yelling at you. And when they do start to yell, I'm like, I wouldn't yell at you, so I need you to not yell at me. And it has worked. Now, except with some women, on the other hand, some women do not give a fuck, and I'll be like, and this is why we're done.
Right.
And that makes sense, because
Absolutely.
you've learned something from that and carried on in future relationships. And if someone can't just understand what a healthy thing that is that you're saying, you don't need them.
Right.
You don't need them.
So it's, and then reason, and part of the reason why I'm bringing that up, because like I said, in my head, I don't see y'all yelling at each other like that.
No, I couldn't even imagine that.
It used to be bad. I mean, in our early relationship, at one point, he called me a bitch. Never again.
Were you being a bitch, though?
Yes, I was.
I didn't even ask, because I already knew.
And he said, "You're being such a bitch." And that's the worst thing I've ever heard him say.
Wow.
Ever.
Right.
He wasn't like, "You bitch." He was like, "You're being such a bitch."
Wow.
Because there's a difference between you bitch and you're being a bitch.
Exactly. But no, he's always been real respectful. He's very laid back. But of course, he's got ADHD, and he's got his own things.
Yeah.
So I'll get irritated about things like, we joke, but I'm like, okay, look at how clean my nightstand is. Look at your nightstand. We have little issues like that. I'm like, why do you leave the food out? Why can't you put it in the fridge? If those are our worst problems,
right?
I mean,
exactly.
We're
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
But I compare him to my second husband, who was in the Navy. He was very much a rocker. He loved Pantera. That was his favorite group.
Oh my God, this was a white nigga, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's the whitest nigga on the planet, because only the whitest niggas on the planet love Pantera.
I like Pantera. I don't love Pantera, but I do like Pantera.
I don't even know, honestly. I've heard of Pantera for decades. Have no idea what they sing.
See, so that's the vibe. If you can get the kind of person that's who I was with, oddly. And when he came to visit, because he was in Chicago, we met online as well. So when he came to Dallas to visit, the same friend I mentioned before was having a house party. Brought him in, and it was culture shock for him. And he couldn't handle it. So that's why with the club situation, I was like impressed with the way my husband handled it.
Oh, okay.
Because the other one was like, and he just kind of sat in the corner off to himself.
Gotcha.
Because it was a house party. He was the minority there, and he was. He was so white, like he was clear, kind of white.
Oh,
So
I don't like that kind of white.
Yeah,
that's too much white. Milk marauders.
yes,
Seriously, let me bring that list up.
Please.
but so yeah, that's why I was reminiscing on just the relationship as a whole and who I've been married to before and what that was like and where I'm at now and how I know that the second marriage could never have survived what we went through this time around. And just to finalize my little bit about my husband, when he first moved in with me, we were living in some apartments north of Dallas, and we were laying down. He was spooning me. We were watching TV. And we were watching one of my favorite movies, 5 Heartbeats.
Yes, mine too.
And so he was spooning me, and it was a part with the cops pulling them over. And so I mumbled, I was like, I hate this part. And he said, so why don't you? And I said, huh? And he said, so why don't you? And I said, what are you talking about? He's like, you said you had to fart. And I was like, this man, like, this is
like, nigga, that is not what I said at all. But you know what? Here you go.
Now he wishes he never said it. No, but it was just little things like that. I'm like, this dude is awesome.
Yeah.
So I can't. So it was a very reflective week for me. I love you, honey. I know you'll be listening to this later with me.
We love you too.
We do love you too. I wasn't going to encroach on her moment, but since Angela did, here you are. We love you too.
We love you because you love her.
Well, I don't know about because.
Well, yeah,
I'm
that's
just
true.
saying,
You're pretty awesome.
I truly would never have known you without her. So
Right.
you a lucky guy is all I'm saying. That's how you know us is because of her.
So yeah, that was my week, just reflecting.
Oh yay!
Good.
I can't wait for the concert. When is it? Next week?
Mother's Day, so it's the 14th.
Oh, it's actually on Mother's Day.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I already got your ticket, so don't fuck around. Okay.
I know. I almost bought a dress at Target to wear there, and then I realized I was like, I don't really want this.
She goes almost, but not quite.
I just wanted to buy something. I didn't really want it.
You know what? I did that. Now I think I have like a smooth $300 in the bank until for another like 10 days. I'm like, come on, be easy. Don't. Fortunately, I got gas money in cash, so I was like, okay, let me settle down there, which be okay. So as long as I got gas money, and I can live off this fat ass body, I have fat enough to live off of.
There you go.
You have fat. You are not fat.
Yes.
You have stupid. You are not stupid.
we came across. So basically, everybody, this inside joke is me on a regular basis. I will say things like, oh God, because I'm fat, or something like that. And
I'm so stupid, and I hate that.
Right.
I don't
it's
like
for people I'm so
to be
dumb,
mean to
or
themselves.
I'm so stupid. Right. And now I absolutely say that. Now, I personally don't believe that.
Right.
Like I think we all know that, unfortunately, depending on where you come and before and kind of how you're looking at it, unfortunately, my esteem is relatively high. My dad did a fantastic job. Both of my dads and my mom did an amazing job of raising a child with some self-esteem for your ass. So I will regularly say things like, God damn it, I am so dumb, or I'm so fucking stupid. Can't believe I did that. What got me, that better not be a mosquito. I will be pissed as shit. Is that a mosquito over there by the katanas?
That is like 2 miles away. Can you come back to where we are? ADHD, yeah.
So
shiny,
right? Oh, a squirrel.
I'm just saying, because I'm watching it, I'm like, let that motherfucker come over here. I'm ready. I'm looking for something to squish his ass with. Not this whole bottle of water, though. So I was looking at Ayala, and she was basically talking about being able to accept yourself, flaws and all of this other stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm digressing just a little bit here. Thinking about how, as women, we have had body issues literally since we knew we had bodies. Yeah, since we knew we had bodies, and it usually had something to do with it. I think it probably first started with us having tits, and the size of our tits, maybe, and then as we got older, it had to do with us gaining weight and having weight and all of the set and the other. And then, of course, everything around us, basically, you know, men in particular, because to a degree, that's what we do these things for, right? It's a patriarchy. Right. It's what we do these things for. And we have been trained to do that, where they don't like fat women, so therefore don't be fat. And, blah, 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 blah.
And we spend a lot of money doing that money. Shit.
The beauty industry is a huge thing. And for the most part, I love that the tide is turning and that the beauty industry is no longer about impressing men for the most part, but it's impressing ourselves. Right. And because trust me when I tell you, there's some women that I see with some of the shit that they be having on, and I'm like, that has to be for you, because the bitch, that can't be for nobody else. That shit looks terrible, but that's another story. Right. Point being, Yana said, love yourself. And I had to really kind of think about that. And she said, the things that you don't normally accept about yourself, and being fat for me is one of them. This 27 pounds that I have put on over the last year has upset me. Like there's no tomorrow.
I get it.
I don't want to buy new clothes.
I'm at 20.
Right. Yeah. And I don't want to buy new clothes. I don't like the way that I look like Humpty Dumpty. Not even Humpty Dumpty. Who's the one? Tweedledee. That's what I look like. I feel like
what she thinks she looks like. I'm looking at her, and it's
from
nice.
The front, it's
I'm
different.
Smiling as I'm saying that. It's nice.
From the front, it's different. From the side, it's a problem because it's all in my stomach.
It's such a problem for her.
It is a problem. It is, to a degree. I have a problem with that because it also weighs on my. Yeah, now this dunk, on the other hand.
Okay. I am so jealous of that
nobody
ass.
saying nothing to me about this ass. Okay, this ass fat. All right, and you can put things on it. It's a shelf. I love that shit. Okay, that is one thing I do love about my body is this ass.
Okay, it's pretty miraculous.
And these high ass titties. I like my high ass titties.
Damn it! You worked so hard to have those,
right? And look, I got them all squished and packed down now, like Ace bandages. Like I was. These muscles aren't going nowhere. You hear me?
The whole idea of wearing a bra when I don't have to, it just
and me, it's like I feel like my tits. If I don't have bra on, it tits is everywhere. I'm like I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
All up under my arms, around my back.
I feel like what over is this my shoulders. In my pocket? Oh, it's my titty. You know, so it's like I don't.
You got a pocket full of titties.
Yeah, I got a pocket full.
Save that pocket full of titties. That's going to be a thing.
So, but the thing that I do have the problem with is the weight that I've gained. But one fucking pony does not stop no show.
One monkey don't stop no show.
One monkey, that's it. Let me in, because this has not stopped anybody who I am dealing with at all. And as a matter of fact, regularly on my in my DMs, it's wild in there, and I'm like, God damn, okay. So it's me. It's all me, right? So the phrase that I used earlier was saying something like, I'm fat, but I'm okay with that. Can you remember when I said that? Right. And then Andy said, I need you to stop saying that. You're not fat. You have fat.
Right. Wait a minute. Is that your impersonation of me?
Yeah. Kind of a little bit, but Andy goes,
oh my God.
Oh my God. But no, not that. That's not. It wasn't it. But it was more of a gentle talking, and I want you to understand what I'm saying, and I want you to woo woo woo. That's Andy. And Andy said, you have fat. You are not fat. And I was like, bitch, you know what? You right about that, Andy. You right about that. And then later on, Angela's here. And then I go, oh, God, I did that. I'm so fucking stupid. And Angela's like, I'm going to need you to stop saying that shit before I fuck you up.
I don't like that shit.
I don't like that shit.
I would never say that to you, and I don't want you to say it to yourself.
Exactly what she said. And Andy said, you're not stupid. You have stupid, but you're not stupid.
I thought I was going to hurt myself laughing.
I said, you know what? You're right. I have stupid moments, but okay, you're right. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you putting it into perspective for me.
We all have stupid.
Look, and that was my week.
I love it.
That's funny. No, for real though, that damn near was my week. I didn't do much this week. I'm saying I didn't do much this week. It was a little bit rough at the job. I am literally counting down the days. I think I might have 20 more days. I think I have 20 more days of actually being on the job, but I think I only have maybe 5 more actual work days.
That's awesome.
I
That's
know.
good.
Yeah.
Look at Jesus working on me.
Won't he do it?
Won't he? Will. Okay. Because, man, but even still, I mean, so those actual 5 work days, that's cool. It is what it is. However, I already know that I'm about to get it because of my inility. I know that I'm going to have to get it together and now that I have a better perspective of timelines and measures and what to look for and when to like kind of aim things in what direction and how I want to do it. And I get an opportunity to control my schedule. Let me tell y'all something. In as much as my job is hard as fuck, my job makes it easy for me because they're like,
Right.
we need you, and so and you do your shit and you do it well, and you're the only person we've ever had that does it well.
It sounds like it,
which I'm grateful for. I'm so grateful that I'm like, thank you for appreciating the efforts that I put in because yes, I am anal when it comes to these types of things, and so now don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I am quietly quitting like a motherfucker. Okay, I'm quietly quitting like a motherfucker because I work from this time in the morning to this time at night, and I'm pretty much gonna stop that shit.
Yeah,
that's it. Because unless you're paying me, you don't need me.
No,
you don't need. Things can get done without me. But
you take your pocket full of titties and go home.
She was waiting. And so I appreciate the fact that I do have a lot of leniency in my job, and they let me do things because they know that I'll get it done. They never have to worry about whether or not the rules are being followed or did this get done? Do you know if Toni did it? Or they already know. They just already know. They're like, yeah, she did. Of course she did, because she did it the day that the announcement came out. So we don't even have to ask. We don't have to follow up with her or nothing. And I'm like, I appreciate y'all realizing that about me. So
as well they should.
I appreciate that. Yeah,
it's nice to be appreciated. It really is.
It's especially when you put in the effort.
Oh yeah.
And I've been there for a while, and I'm just, even though I kind of still feel like I'm on the outskirts of my job,
right?
The people who know that I do my job and what I do at my job and can see that, oh, she actually puts forth the effort to make this thing right. They come to me now. Yeah. And I like that. I appreciate that. Yeah. And they know too. They're like, I don't know. Let's go ask Miss Toni. And I'm like,
that's adorable.
I appreciate you understanding that I am really here for,
Look at all the flowers. Look at all
right. Get your flowers.
Look, I'm trying, girl. I'm trying to turn them flowers to cash. Okay. Don't fuck with me. Give me the money.
Fuck your flowers.
Yeah, fuck your flowers. You better put. How much was that? $50? Give me $50. That's what I want. Put that on a trip to Hawaii in a couple of years.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know why you laughing. Shit. If we got to be on Spirit Airlines, that's how the fuck we get to Hawaii.
Okay, I don't know that that's true.
What you're not gonna do is speak for me there. That's what you won't do. You can take your ass to Hawaii on Spirit in the cargo bay, but what we not doing is spending 4 hours on a plane.
Right.
Oh my God.
Dying of thirst because we ain't got $17.50 to buy a bottle of water.
I see way too many TikToks of people on Spirit acting a fool, and I'm just
I've never been on a Spirit flight. Never. And I don't intend on going anytime real soon. And to know that that's like ghetto and white trash flight, I'm saying that, fight me if you want to. Try to tell me where I'm wrong. Show me.
But where's the lie though?
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Show me where I'm wrong. Fight me if you want to. But I can't do it. I'm gonna go ahead on and spend that extra couple $100 so that I'm not even.
You can bring a carry-on without paying $100 to bring your backpack.
Because that's my thought. Okay, maybe I'll send it ahead of time. Send my clothes ahead of time.
Girl, if you don't just pay the extra and get on American Airlines,
put that shit in U.S. mail. Pay $32 for it to get there overnight.
I was gonna say it's expensive using USPS anymore. So
I know. So I got a ticket a few weeks ago.
Of course you got a ticket.
Of course, yeah. That's my middle name, Toni. Ticket Toni. You're not getting my last name. Fuck that. But
Toni
I'm just
Ticket
saying,
Toni. That's her name. Toni.
Toni Ticket Toni. And I got a ticket for speeding, going 50 and a 30.
Sounds
That's
right.
about
That sounds right.
The last ticket I got was about that.
Because what's the point? It's wide open. Ain't nobody there.
I just want to get where I'm going.
Okay, I digress. So I'm doing this.
You should see the way Andy is looking at us right now.
It's just like these hoes are all over the place.
We are always surprising her. She's like, these bitches.
Right. It's like
What is wrong with them?
Well, the only reason I'm saying that is I was just thinking on my drive up here, my slow, casual drive up here. I'm like, one of these times after we do the podcast, I'm going to drive, and we're going to go eat somewhere, and you're going to relinquish control, and you're going to see how nice and meandering it is, because you can
see her soul jumping out of her body right now.
So I really was thinking that on the drive up here.
Do I make you nervous when I drive?
You don't necessarily make me nervous, but I don't understand. I just can't comprehend the go, got to get there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And I understand that. And that's what I'm about to talk about. So when I'm doing this defensive driving thing, because, I'm trying to expunge this ticket.
Is it online?
Yeah, for sure. Which means that they don't let you flip through and just listen and walk away. They literally will pop a question up so that you have to answer it in 90 seconds. And if you don't, you get a point wrong on your final test.
Right.
And you have to
we are not fucking around.
And you have to have a certain amount of points to pass the test. So if you get up and walk away, that's 1 point off. So you're like, God,
can't really be mad at that.
Right. I think it's slick too. And I literally.
They know how people are.
Yeah, because that's exactly what the fuck I would have done. That's what I had planned to do. That's what I did until I realized, oh shit, they done put a thing up here that pops up questions, and I have to authenticate the question every time. And it just be popping up out of nowhere. So it'll be 2 questions at once, or it'll be a question and then you won't get it in the next thing, but then you'll get it in the next segment, and you're like, God damn. So you don't know when the question is coming, so you got to sit your ass there for when it pops up.
That's hard for us ADHD
and
people.
It only
looking in your direction, Toni.
And I'm not looking at your direction at all. But it only stays there for 90 seconds. And that's the time it takes for you to like go to the bathroom and come back. So if you go to the bathroom with this thing going, it is doing that. But in the driver thing, it was basically talking about, and it did kind of make me a little bit more aware of how I drive. And one of the things that they were saying is that people, for me, when I'm driving and I'm in traffic, there is a sense of control, but when I'm in traffic, I can relinquish that because there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Then it just, even if I'm late, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm late.
I'm just going to be late because I can't get around this.
Exactly. So first thing in the morning, I do the best that I can to swoop, and try to get through traffic and go. But at some juncture, there's nothing I can do. So I'm like, okay. And I literally will say, okay. And that's it. Right. But for the most part, I was trying to think, why is it that I want to get there so quickly? What am I trying to do? And I literally said this to one of the people that I was dropping off the other day. I said, I just want to get home. I just want to get out of this traffic. Like, I want to get away from these people. Like, I don't want to be around these people anymore. They get on my fucking nerves. They drive like idiots. I'm constantly have to be vigilant for somebody, meandering into my lane or somebody making us. And I am vigilant. Right. I am looking for that person. I'm looking ahead of the car, not the car in front of me, but the car in front of that person.
Right.
When did you come to this epiphany? I'm just wondering, because I had the exact same epiphany Saturday.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, to a degree I've known this, but mind you, I've known this, it was this year that I kind of realized or understood. It's not that I'm trying to get somewhere in a hurry.
I just want to be done driving.
That's it.
I just want to be where I'm going to be and be done with this driving shit.
Because it's not that I'm trying to be anywhere faster.
Right.
It's just that I need to get away from you. That's why I need to be front in like when the light changes, I need to be in a lane where there is no one.
You don't like people around you.
Because I always drive in the far left lane because there's nobody to fuck me up on my left hand side. So but I can't be on the far right. So if I'm going to be in a lane, it's either going to be the far right or the far left or the far right, because that way there's nobody on my side to fuck me up somehow.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it's not about me wanting to be in control and get somewhere fast. It's get the fuck away from me.
Okay.
Because as evidenced by the ding on the front of my fucking car twice. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That shit wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, as evidenced by the ding on my car, I don't want nobody fucking around me.
That makes sense.
And when I put my foot on the gas, I like to go. Just move. Get away.
Right.
Get back.
I just want to get where I'm going and be done with this shit.
And get the fuck up out of this car.
And I can understand that, especially in Dallas, because we have some of the most shitty drivers. And I know
worst.
Oh my God!
So I don't like driving in Dallas per se. But that's why I take a lot of back roads.
Right.
And I'm leisurely with it because I'm like, I'm not fucking with any of you. I'm going to take my time and do what I need to do.
And honestly, when I've had a rough day and I'm thinking to myself, and immediately I start thinking about traffic, I'm like, let me take the back roads, because with the back roads, I don't have a choice. I am going to have to stop at a light.
Yes.
Exactly.
I know that I'm going to have to stop at a light. So therefore, it slows me down up here.
Right.
And I can be more leisurely, because my thought process is, I'm less likely to get into an accident, which is actually not proven true. You're actually more likely to get into an accident on back roads than you are on the highway.
Right.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes,
Oh,
because it is back roads.
Because people are people.
And there's more people turning, more
That's
people obeying, trying to stop at stoplights and stop
true.
and
A
all
lot
of
of
this,
that
that, and the other.
T-boning.
Yeah, the good T-bone. Yeah, you get a good T-bone at a four-way intersection and all of that other stuff. So, what was I saying? I don't know. ADHD. So, which I'm not claiming.
Yeah.
So
she said it. I heard it. Y'all heard it.
But point being, it's not that I'm, and that's why I always hate it when cops ask me, why are you in such a hurry? Fuck off.
Right, because I want to go home.
Because I want to get
or
the
go
fuck
wherever
away from
the
you.
fuck I'm going. I
just
want
just leave me alone. Let me get up out this car, because this car it's not that and I love driving. I like driving. Get me on a nice cross country drive. I will take.
I am not a fan.
Every time
we get in
the car,
stars.
she goes directly to the passenger seat. She's like, bitch, I wish you would have me drive somewhere.
And I'm getting more anxious. I'm actually, in the longer distance I have to drive, the more anxious I get.
Really?
I get a lot of it's the drivers here.
Yeah, because they're garbage.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to mention is Texas. I can emphatically tell if I have not, I can emphatically tell when I cross the Texas state line. If I'm in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana,
New Mexico, right?
I can tell the difference between their driving and when I've crossed the state line. I don't even have to know. I'll be like, did we cross the state line?
Like,
and they'll be like,
we're
yeah,
in Texas.
And they'll be like, yeah, 15 minutes ago. Oh, okay.
That explains it.
It's wild
It's crazy.
here. I have literally driven, not maybe literally, but I have a lot driven all over the world.
Right.
And this here in Texas, y'all motherfuckers are wild. Get off the roads, please.
Because it's
COVID
not
was amazing.
You can't understand why they do, because you don't understand. It's like we're all going, let's just say the speed limit. Then all of a sudden you're going 40 miles an hour and you're thinking, okay, well, surely there's a wreck or something. And you get up there, not a goddamn thing. And then I'm mad because there's not bodies thrown all over the highway.
There needs to be a bloodbath up this motherfucker. And here you go, just out here. Now I was scratching my balls, so I went
it's not
a little bit slower.
Or anything. It's just... and you don't know what the hell it is.
There's a towel in the middle of the street. I don't know where that came from. I'm so scared of it. I think it'll get wrapped in my tires. I don't know what to do.
Water come from the sky. Oh my God.
Any precipitation.
So what I learned in my class was The first 30 minutes of rainfall is the most dangerous
Yes.
on the highway
the
because
oil
it starts to mix with the oil and all of that other stuff and creates a sludge, and so it becomes ridiculously slippery, and then after that it kind of washes away, and it's still wet and gross.
Hydroplaning is one of my biggest fears.
Yeah. And you get a lot of people, being Texas, you got a lot of people in these big trucks that think because they're big 4-wheel drive trucks,
absolutely
they can do anything.
And those are the ones that will slip and slide the quickest because they're the heaviest.
They're the ones that's got 3 lanes of a 4-lane highway shut down because they have
thank you thank you, and they sit up there and they want to try to put their brakes on, and it takes them, according to my driver safety class, it takes them 3 times as long to stop as a regular car.
Yep.
So I'm like, fuck you, the wheelies.
So it's not
wheelies. What are those called? Hemis.
Y'all have noticed that people here in trucks are assholes?
Girl, it's because
just
it's an
trucks,
extension of dicks.
I think so,
because
too.
you don't have one, therefore you need to now get this. Ooh, let me stop because my father got this huge ass truck.
I don't want to talk about. I don't know. No.
That's probably a good stopping point for that. Yeah, we're moving on. Ooh, what's going on in pop culture this week? I don't know.
It's time to pop that thing.
Come on, Andy, let's pop.
Yes,
pop,
Andy, pop that thing.
Pop it. You know what? We're going to create a theme song. It's not going to be very good, but we're going to create it.
All right, so what I wanted to talk about today, it just came across my feed, and I'm sorry in advance.
Oh, hell.
It's not about snakes, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
not about snakes.
Okay.
It's about white men?
It's
No.
about Keith Sweat, isn't it?
No.
Okay.
So this week, there was a social media backlash because Brian McKnight was...
Brian, don't fuck around. Don't fuck around, Brian.
Oh. So he is the father of 4 children and 2 stepchildren. Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
he has Nico
he
and...
has Brian McKnight Jr.
Yes.
He's got Nico.
Uh-huh.
And then with another woman, he has Brianna.
Oh, I didn't know about
Okay.
that. I didn't know he had a daughter. I thought he had all boys.
Okay. So,
This motherfucker.
so he married Leilani
Yes.
in 2017. And I remember when Angela and I went to the concert, he would not stop talking about
yes.
her.
Right. He
Yes.
And
did.
he would talk about how the songs he wrote back then, he didn't even feel them because he didn't know what love was. He didn't believe in love. He was just writing
wow.
stuff.
Right.
So-
Yes, and I remember him, like some of my favorite songs are the songs that he wrote about her.
Right.
So-
Well, some of my favorite songs are the ones he wrote before he met her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
You
well,
know,
yeah,
I
no, because
thought that
I
he-
got his first, 5 albums on lock.
Yeah. So, okay. So they got married in a New Year's Eve ceremony in 2017.
Okay.
Okay. So she was already a mother of 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
She was already a mother of 2 children. And that's Julia and
Okay.
Jack. It's important because I need to bring up names.
Okay.
And she had them from previous relationships. So they recently welcomed their rainbow baby. They were pregnant,
Okay.
and their first son,
So they
Kiko.
had a dog?
No, that's
No.
the Rainbow Bridge, not to
So-
be confused with a rainbow baby.
Exactly. So a
Which
rainbow,
is-
a rainbow baby is what happens when they were pregnant with Kikoa Mateo and they miscarried.
Oh.
A rainbow
Oh.
baby is a baby show that they have after the death of a child.
Oh, okay,
okay,
okay.
After they miscarry a child. So their new baby is Brian Kanoa Makoa McKnight.
I like
And so social media says, but doesn't he already have a son named Brian? And then someone's like, no, he disowned the first Brian and decided to start back at 1. So, in his Instagram bio,
That's clever.
Right.
That was very clever.
That was clever.
so in his Instagram bio, he lists the name of his wife and their blended family. So it's Julia, Jack, Kikoa, Mateo, and Brian. But he does not include his other 3 biological children.
Oh.
And like he has a series of photos that he captioned, and it says with Julia, because I guess he bought her a car for her birthday or gifted her. And he says, this is the best. He dressed her as the best daughter ever. He said that she's the perfect daughter he always wanted, and credited her for making him a girl dad. So his bio daughter, Brianna, in 2019 wrote a post about how
like, excuse me, nigga.
right. She basically said, I grew up without a father, and she penned a post honoring her brothers, and that being daddy's little girl was never really a thing for her.
Right.
That because he wasn't around.
Right.
So his all three bio children have called him out on social media for disowning him. Disowning them. And his second son, Nico, recently blasted his father, calling him a big narcissist and a sociopathic
I would not be surprised at that at all.
So
I'm just saying,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
it's crazy. So in 2019, Brian Jr.
the original Brian Jr.
The
first one.
Right.
He's the first son.
He posted this on Instagram, but then he deleted it, stating basically that his father abandoned him and his siblings.
When? Because they were hanging out before he married Leilani, and then I'm trying to wonder, were they in the wedding?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I was going to say you should use your computer.
I would, but we're coming up on time, so I wanted to
keep
track. Yeah, I want to keep track of the time.
So, Junior, the first Junior, says that he doesn't think there's any situation where the father should treat his brother and sister and grandchildren, especially your son that bears your name,
exactly
this way. And I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
And so, and then Brian, who's 53.
Oh, he's not that much older
than us
at all.
He made a 6-minute video with disputing the claims. And I'm like, that concerned me, because why does it have to be 6 minute long? And
right, what exactly are you needing to explain?
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Why do you need to protest?
Dost thou protest
Dispute.
too much?
Yes. So he suggested that he and his offspring. I don't know if he said that, but again, paraphrasing from what I researched, but he said they fall into an estranged category. It's not that he abandoned them.
Because I'm looking to see.
but why are you estranged, though? And a lot of times that has to do with abandonment.
But it happens like that on a regular basis with celebrities, because they're out here.
We hear a lot of that.
Yeah. Who was the one, Dr. Dre and his kid, and
there's like basketball players too, I think.
Yeah.
I can imagine there's lots of sports.
Dwayne Wade. I mean, but although actually Dwayne Wade does include his kids, but that's partially because what's her name? Gabrielle Union is
I do like both of them.
I do
as
too,
a couple.
and I'm so glad that even though Dwayne went out here and acted a whole ass fool on her, that they bought that shit back.
Well, she has some sense, so
and she was like, what we're not about to do is this. But no, I'm looking to see if I can find pictures of the kids in the wedding, but no, I'm just seeing Leilani's kids.
So because you had mentioned wanting to go to the concert, and I'm like, oh shit, this is not so good timing, but I thought it was relevant to what we were.
And you know me, I judge with my money.
I know you do.
So it's like,
I know you
Brian, if you are fucking up, I'm gonna bootleg all your shit.
I mean, you're already really unhappy.
Give me a reason to just download.
Okay, so here's his boys. All right, so here's a picture of that's Leilani and his two boys right here. Okay, so and he was singing with them for a while too.
Was he?
Yes, absolutely.
I did not know.
Yes, he did a few songs with them, and I think they were on one of his albums where the boys wrote the song and they did like a lead in the song, and one of them has a beautiful voice, not quite like his dad, but but it's still a beautiful voice nonetheless. That is interesting, because so I do see them at the wedding, but it looks like maybe that shit is cursory. That's too bad.
You can be in a wedding and be estranged, I guess.
Absolutely. It's the little things. It's the little shade. Like, thank you for making me a girl dad or whatever. His
already got a whole girl
whose name is Brianna. And your name is Brian.
Right. His ass name. So I guess maybe the question is, does he not have a relationship with Brianna? And I don't know. This is just me speculating. But there are issues where you've got these moms who are like, I don't want you being around that nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it might not necessarily be his fault, but then it could very well be all his fault.
Right.
Like, I didn't want you, like, I'm thinking about Lakeith Stanfield and how he just had a baby and didn't want any of us to know.
Right.
Until the mama blasted it.
Right.
And then he was like, bitch, what are you doing? But it's, I know we're talking about Brian, but it's just reminding me of the Lakeith thing, because with the Lakeith thing, the mama wasn't getting the attention that she wanted. And I'm saying the attention. He basically did not want to kind of make this situation official, was saying, I don't want to be in a relationship, but then literally 6 months later is engaged to somebody else. And so, and I mean, somebody that he met maybe a month or two before.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Right. So he didn't even know that person within the 6 month period, and then ended up getting engaged with this woman lickety split.
I can't really judge on that.
Right. And so the baby, so it's like baby mama is over here like, nigga, what? They're like, well, I just had this baby and you are out here now engaged to somebody else and telling me to keep my mouth shut. Everybody gonna know Lakeith got a baby.
Right.
And she did. She put that she blasted that shit.
I can
And he
see
was
both
like,
sides of
wow.
that. Yeah.
But to a degree, I would be upset about that too, because I'm like, you're out here being a whole ass absentee father. And
but is he being absentee, or he
just doesn't want people to know about it.
He didn't want people to know about it, but that's in not wanting people to know, you don't prioritize that child. That's what it seems to me.
Well, I know that like Donald Glover doesn't speak about his children, and he had like his third child.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he had his third child with his partner, and nobody knew what was going on. He's very private about his life, and so because of their relationship, I can imagine that maybe Lakeith got advice from Donald at some point and said, I don't want to put my business out in the street either.
That's right. What I was
true,
thinking
because
too,
they do
maybe
absolutely
he just
work together. Yeah,
didn't want to put his business out there, and then when he found someone that he connected with and fell in love, I mean, you have no control over that.
Exactly.
You love who you love.
And then you've got people who are trying to protect their children because of the paparazzi. So there's a lot of reasons why, it could be that Lakeith was trying to be protective.
So by distancing himself,
it could. I don't know if it was distancing.
Now, mind you, this baby is baby. This is a young baby,
right? So
it's not like
just by not wanting people to be in his business or knowing that he has this child that they can exploit. That's what I'm thinking. That it could be that he's. It's like, I don't want y'all all up in my business.
But so if such were the case, so going back to Brian then, so what's Brian's excuse? Because I think that baby, I think part of the reason that was a problem is because when Brian was married to Nico and Brian's mom, he stepped out on her. But mind you, that's when he was coming up.
Right.
So he's getting super famous. Pussy is being thrown in his face all day, every day. I mean, I'd be like, oh, dick for me,
right?
Pussy
So
maybe
grabbing pussy hand over fist.
I would. I'd be putting that shit in my pocket.
Right.
So he wasn't ready to be a father.
Yeah. So I don't even think that that he wasn't ready. I think at the time when he was having that situation, he was in it. But then fame does things to you,
right?
So So here's a hot take.
Intuitively, I don't feel like it's the same situation as Lakeith. I think
no, it's not.
I think
it's
Brian
not.
fucked up.
Yeah, I'm certain of it. I'm 100% sure of it. And this is me digressing. I really don't think that if you are a famous person, I don't think you should be monogamous. I just don't, because there's just too much pussy and dick being thrown your way on a regular basis, and it's a temptation. Women, it's a little bit easier for us to. I'm saying for, and not for me, it ain't.
Okay, because
not for me, it ain't.
I don't know that it
all
is
you have
easier.
to do is just give me a whiff of some pussy. I'll be like, hello, hi, let me have some of that.
How you doing?
I'm only in town for one night. Let's get this going. It's cool.
I also understand I'm built different. So to a degree, though, women have a tendency to, some women would have a tendency to want to like kind of lock that down. So I think that, because that would be the only, there's not a way that you're going to find me getting pregnant, particularly with a celebrity. I mean, not, bitch,
there's no way you're going to find any of us getting pregnant anyway, in any way, shape,
I'm
or
saying,
fashion.
if I was in her shoes, did you think that like getting pregnant by this nigga was gonna lock that nigga down? Like,
I think
is
she
that,
did.
Probably.
I
feel like
if
that
you
was the
don't-
mindset back in the day.
Right, and I feel like
this not even back in the day, girl. This was last week.
Yeah,
what I'm
but-
saying last
Oh,
week.
you're talking about okay,
We've
couple
got
months
some,
ago.
we got some age on her, and at us at that age, I probably would have thought that this will lock him down at least for 18 years.
Well, let's put it like this: when I had my son, it wasn't with the intention on locking that nigga down.
Oh no, I didn't want that.
It It wasn't with the intention on not
Right.
locking him down. I was
Right.
like, oh shit. Oh damn. It's
Right.
late. I found too
Damn.
late.
Yeah, it's too late to do anything about it, motherfucker.
Right.
It's like,
What's it
no,
say?
I didn't want that.
And
nigga.
I'm like, okay, not a problem. And told him I told him as a courtesy. And I was like, I don't want nothing from you. It is what it is. I would definitely like for my kid to have, so now I'm kind of going back to her. I would definitely like my kid to have a relationship with their father, because that is just what's right. And whatever you choose to do financially, okay, cool, it is what it is. But please at least have the relationship.
Famous father though. See, therein lie the rub.
Yeah. So, and it's hard to really figure out because we've never been in a
Right.
really public relationship like
Yeah,
that.
of course we didn't want our niggas because they're nobody. But if this is somebody that was famous, and back in the day, if I could have locked that down by having a
But that's
baby,
why half of these women
I might have won.
half of the baby mamas that are out there look future out there with like a million baby mamas.
okay,
as
we're
opposed
thinking
to-
with our mature heads.
Okay, but it's a check. Let's not act brand new.
No, yeah,
to
I
sit
know.
up there and have a baby by Future is a check. To have a baby by what's that nigga with the rap on his head?
Nick Cannon.
That's a check. Okay, mind you, niggas out here choosing too. Niggas
Right.
like you and you and you. We're gonna people the world with cannons. We're gonna people the world with
I'm
cannons.
sure
don't
they're
know if
beautiful
that's-
babies.
And
I
I'm
was gonna
not-
say that might be a good thing.
And
I don't know.
to a degree, I'm not mad at it, but I'm
Right.
like, how are you going to have quality relationships with each one of those children?
Right.
You have to do it in mass, and that's where you fail me with that situation.
Right.
Other than that, nigga, this place up all day long and every day, make it black as fuck.
Make all the cannons.
Yeah,
Yes.
make all the cannons, nigga the shit up.
Oh, little baby cannons. Just everywhere.
So yeah, that's how I popped that thing this week because
Yeah.
I just really
That's how
thought
I
it was
popped it.
relevant to our current interests since Brian is touring.
Yeah.
I might still go.
I thought that might be the case.
I might
That's
still go.
nostalgia for you.
It's nostalgia for me, and he is just one of my. I have Brian. You know how there'll be days when you just in the mood for that one person. I'll have Whitney Houston days. I'll have Brian McKnight days.
Right.
I'll have Boyz II Men days, and that's all I'm listening to all day. And just all of those albums because I know them and all this, that, and the
You'll
other.
love it. It'll change your life.
Brian, I
Just
don't.
to be able to say that I was there when he sang this particular
And
song.
literally, I went on his very first tour. He was one of my very first concerts.
That's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah.
Yes. So Brian, stop fucking it up.
And
Go say sorry to your
it's
kids.
always good because the man can sing.
He
so
can.
he can, and he did.
But let me tell you
awesome.
what I don't like though.
Oh no.
Oh Lord, here we go.
No.
Wait, let me settle in.
no. Don't
Get
settle down.
comfortable.
Don't settle down. What I don't like though is when you're in the middle of singing the song with him and he changes that shit up a little bit. I don't like that.
I don't like that in any
'Cause now I'm
concert.
singing a wrong note. I'm like, one last cry, and he'll be like, one last cry, and I'll be like, nigga, you got me out here sounding stupid.
I don't know anything about these notes that you speak
Right,
of.
exactly. You are
I
throwing
just
notes
start
out
singing.
here.
It don't. I know I can't sing. I don't
When
stop
he
me.
rearranges the song in the middle, and I'm up here singing one thing, and you out here
Right.
singing another. Brian, stop playing with me.
Oh,
Stop
so you're
playing with
talking
me.
about melodies and harmonies? And shit. I
Yes.
still don't know what those are. I don't know the difference between those two.
Brian, go say sorry to your kids. I promise you it'll go a long way. We're
It will.
grown ass people, and I'm up here talking to him like he's a child. He's a grown ass man. He knows this. I'm sure things are far more complicated than I'm making
Yes.
them out to be.
Yes.
Okay, grown ass man. Sometimes
Man being
equals-
the operative word there.
There you go.
Fight me
Equals
if you
child.
want to. Fight me if you want
Uh-huh.
to. All of y'all. Come on,
Right.
come for me, bitch. What?
And I won't
Come
even
for
hold
me
it against you.
and then spend a week at my house. I will guarantee.
That'll change your mind with a quickness.
Right.
The fact that women live longer when they're not married and men live
Okay.
longer when they are. Stop playing with me. Fuck all the way off. That's been our time, you niggas.
That's our one last try.
I have been your host, Tony.
But we're going to tell people where to find us.
God
is what
damn
we're
it.
going to
Is
do.
this again? Okay. I was going to tell you also.
Are you hungry?
No.
Really?
I know, right? It's for something.
Wait, is she okay?
I know.
Although, yeah, I did.
Should we call somebody?
I went to my parents' house and ate like at around noon.
Oh, okay.
So it's still.
It's coming up, though.
It's coming up. It is coming up. Yeah, no, I forgot that part. Go.
You can find us at multiplegabwounds.com. There's a link. As soon as you go to the page, there'll be a link for check us out on social media. Click that and then check us out on social media. That. And hey, email us. Like seriously, I get bored during the day. I want to
bitch. I got shit to do. Fuck you, nigga. Don't you send us a goddamn email.
I don't have nobody's job. I ain't got shit. It's Friday. I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do.
It's Friday night.
So email us at mgwlistener@gmail.com. I, for one, would like to hear from you. I think I'd like to hear from you. I'll let you know if I don't
give a fuck about your opinion, about what I think, about what, and none of that shit. Again, fight me.
We'll let you know if we don't like hearing from you. That's what we'll reply. We don't like hearing from you. Goodbye.
And for real though, this time I have been Tony.
I've been Angie.
I'm Andy.
And we are Multiple Gab Wounds. We out. Bye.
Bye.
Howdy.
I'm gonna go pee again.